Hello everyone, my name is Ilona and today is Monday, August 28th, 2023 and I'm finally back. I've been gone for 3 weeks. I already talked about, or at least left some messages that I would, take off these 3 weeks. I had my dogs. I was dog sitting, Finn and Liv, for 2 weeks. And with Finn, he's a corgi, it wasn't going very well. He wasn't eating, he wasn't drinking at a certain point. It was awful. I barely slept for like 2 weeks because I had to get up at night to give him some food because otherwise he would get sick again and he wouldn't eat again. And it was just a very exhausted, emotionally draining situation, and I'm glad that he made it through and that everything is quite fine now with Finn. So the last week I actually just took some time to sleep, and I actually went away for 2 days and just did some things for myself because I really needed to. Just some time. I'm still not completely fully myself again, but that probably has to do with the energies. I think there's going to be a full moon on the August 31st, another super moon, the second moon in August. And I just feel the energy. It's just a heavy energy. I'm not sure if you're feeling the same thing as well, but it just feels very heavy. And I just need to take it easy. I still have a lot of messages to catch up and emails I need to read through. So I'll see where I'll end up this week. And of course, I'm trying to get back into everything, the news, and it will take some time, to be honest. I really didn't pay any attention for the past 3 weeks to all the news, everything that's going on. So I'll just pick up and I'll see what kind of videos I will be making this week. But I just wanted to start with something because especially here in the Netherlands, some messages were sent to me that they're starting again with looking for people to work at all these stings locations. And they're trying to roll out another period of time with all kinds of restrictions. And that's probably obviously not only going to happen in the Netherlands. So I just wanted to see this energy and see how it will affect also the Netherlands. But I do believe that this also is going to be worldwide, the energy of all these new restrictions. There are going to be people that will fall for that and will be standing in line for the next stings. There, you always will have people that will, follow what they've been told, and that's just the way it is. But it was very interesting, the energy I've got. So this is the energy of the new restrictions. Are they going to roll out new things happening worldwide? What's going on? First card I got was the Five of Wands. So that's interesting. There's a couple of young men fighting amongst each other. The central card is the Two of Wands, and then in the past we have the Hanged Man. We've got the High Priest underneath the central card, and for the future we have the Eight of Pentacles and the Empress. These two cards are very interesting. These are cards that are standing still. As you can see, there's no movement, no motion. The Hanged Man is hanging upside down, and the Two of Wands, he's just standing there looking at a world card, like the world in his hands, but he's not doing anything. And I think that will be the reaction from a lot of people. They don't care anymore. I think there's this apathy, like, oh, it's starting again. Right. And like I said, the people who are, of course, already awake and understand what's going on, they're not going to participate in anything. I'm not going to participate in anything. But the dark energies are still going to try. Although I've also seen that they're not really in line anymore. There's a lot of infighting. So I don't think they've got like one narrative they're going to roll out. So they're still confused themselves what they want or don't want. Or if they're going to throw out something else or not. There's a lot of infighting going on. That's the feeling I'm getting. But the reaction from a lot of people will be this. Like, yeah, okay, starting again. Right. It was such a success the first time around. A lot of people are more aware of what's going on. Of course, here in the Netherlands, the A status that was necessary to get all these restrictions out, although we have now a new law. So it's possible that they've dropped this A status, so because they've got this law in place now. But on the other hand, they're also admitting that it never should have had that A status as, you know, a certain disease. So it's very strange how they're going to try to scare people into this, because a lot of people have experienced it now and are like, you know, it's not that scary. It's more like, you know, a flu-like symptoms, and it shouldn't have never been the A status. And a lot of the restrictions weren't based on anything. So I think at least in the Netherlands, this will certainly be the reaction of most Dutch people. Like, yeah, sure, go ahead, have fun. But I think worldwide, a lot of people are completely fed up with this. And so I don't think this is going to go anywhere. I also saw a message this morning about a nation. This is about America, that in Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana. So 25 states have banned requiring proof of any kinds of sting for any reasons. Florida, Texas, Arizona, South Carolina, Tennessee, Iowa, North Dakota, and Montana all have bans or restrictions on these mask things. And they have banned another Arizona, Arkansas, I think, Florida, Indiana. They have all banned mandates from being passed about stings. This is very interesting. And the Florida Surgeon General Joseph Ladapo, I hope I pronounced it correctly, has informed the public not to cooperate with these mass things. So this is all, of course, happening in America, but that's a clear sign that I don't think they're going to get anywhere in a lot of countries. Some countries may still oblige at some level, but like I said, there is not going to be one narrative anymore, because there's a lot of infighting going on, and I think a lot of things have changed. A lot of energies have changed. So the dark energies are losing their power. And we're going to see this, and there's just going to be this reaction. That's the feeling I'm getting. And of course, there's some work done, but I think we're moving into this beautiful, different energy. That's the Empress. The Empress is, to me, the sacred feminine principle that needs to be balanced with the sacred masculine principle. It's very important that we balance that in ourselves, the masculine and the feminine. And it's very important that we work also with these energies and not say one gender is more important than the other one, because that's not the case. And I think it's very important that we have this beautiful flowing energy, and that we are moving away from this cold, calculated way of looking at health, that we look at health in a more fluent way, that we look at more in a holistic way. So I think a lot of work is being done to get away from these old energies, these old way of thinking about health, and that we're dependent on the government and all these big pharmaceuticals companies. We are really moving away. That has nothing to do with health, at least not in my opinion. It's really just treating symptoms. So we're working towards like a new way of medicine, a new way of looking at health, and a new way of dealing with that. That's what I got from the energy. So they'll try, but I don't think they're going to get very far with that. The other thing I wanted to take a look at in this video is the energies for this week. We have the Knight of Cups, we've got the Ten of Wands, and we have the Lover's card. So to me, this is heavy energy, and I do think it has to do also with the full moon, with the energies coming in. I do have a feeling there's this heavy energy going on. So maybe things will come out that will feel very heavy, or maybe have this effect that some people will be desperate and like nothing is changing. I also mentioned it in my Dutch video that it's really about trusting your intuition. I understand that a lot of people are like, we need facts, we need this, we need to see what's going on and see changes happening. But really, this is about trusting your inner compass. You know, the facts that are presented, we don't even know if they're all true. We know from the past years that the scientific community has been infected and corrupted, and these companies want to have a certain how do you say this, certain result from studies, and they will only pay scientists that will follow those lines, those guidelines, and every critical scientist is moved to the side, just like with critical journalists. They're just banned, they're not talked about, they won't get any money. So all these scientists that are really looking and searching for the truth, they've been put to the side. There's a lot of scientific evidence. We really have to wonder if it is that scientific, especially about health, all these these things that have been coming out. If you see the last 3 years, 3.5 years by now, what's been happening, we've seen there is a lot of corruption going on there. What's coming out in the media, there are so many things that this is an information war. This is on so many levels, we have no idea if what we're seeing is really the truth anymore. So we need to start trusting our intuition and our heart, because that is our inner compass, and follow that and see what resonates with you or not. And it's so important, because you can get caught up in so many things outside of yourself and completely lose it, and in that way get very desperate and like, what am I supposed to do? You don't see anymore where you're walking, and you're just carrying around all these things. And I think this week it's going to be heavy energy. Something will be given to us, something will come out. I do think that we are really in the end stages of what's been going on, but we just don't know how long that's going to last, where it's really ultimately going to go to. But I truly have faith everything will turn out all right. But we need to start trusting. We really need to start trusting and realizing that we are spiritual beings in a human experience. We need to focus more on the spiritual side, because that's where the changes are going to happen. And the advice cards I've got for this week is the Judgment card. We have the 9 of Pentacles, and we have the 4 of Swords. And this is, we are still in this waking up, the great awakening process. Focus on that. Follow your own path. Be independent. Don't get caught up in all these manipulations and things that are going on in the outside world. Focus on what feels right to you. Focus on that, because the changes are made inside, and then you're going to see it outside of yourself. Very, very important. So focus on your inner work, what you want to change. And of course, if you change from the inside, you're going to make different decisions. You're going to start initiatives if that feels right to you. Things will move in a different direction. And this, like I said, we are spiritual beings. This is a spiritual war about our energies. So if we start working with our own energies, no one can manipulate that anymore. The dark energies won't be able to get our energies. They need that, because they are not connected themselves. They are parasites. They live off our energy. So if we don't give them any more energy, it will all fall apart. But it's very important this week also to take time off. If it feels all heavy, and take time to go inward, take some time off if it's possible. Choose your own, your own path. That's what this great awakening is about. That we start trusting ourselves, that we see ourselves as sovereign, that we are ultimately the one to make decisions in our own life. And the more we're focused on that, the more change we will bring, and the more everything will change. I'd like to leave it at this. Hope to see you in another video. Bye.